Hey, besties. So, Stephanie's at it again with a new video, and before we get into it, I'll let you hear what she had to say.
So recently I've tried to do a little bit more research on this AI thing, and it's got me questioning if what our kids are learning currently in the education system, in the school system, is it going to gear them and assist them with what the future world is going to look like. Very much of what my kids learn at school is to set them up for society as it is now, but I don't know that it takes much consideration into how much, like I said, could potentially change if AI builds as much as people are seeing that it is possibly going to. From my research, what I'm seeing is that there could be a lot less job opportunities. And also, people say that could be positive because you could be earning money to do nothing. But I think that's kind of like a hidden myth to try to hide the fact that it would create an even larger income gap with people. See, my opinion is if people are going to be paid to be doing nothing, then there shouldn't be any kind of like income gap at all. Everybody should be paid the same amount, right? Because nobody's doing anything more than the other person. Everybody's doing nothing. I just consider it my job to teach what the education system is lacking. My kids need to know the future ahead of them, not the washed up old teachings. What?
Alright, y'all, so you got to hear that yourself. Stephanie Jenkins talking about schools aren't preparing kids for the future. That they're only preparing kids for the world as it exists today. That AI is going to take over jobs and our kids won't be equipped to survive. And I just have to say, the irony is breathtaking. We're worried about artificial intelligence taking over in 2040, but we're not worried about real life instability in 2026. We're worried about robots replacing careers, but we're not worried about securing a stable home environment. We're critiquing school systems, but normalizing not getting services for an autistic child. Be serious. You don't get to stand on a soapbox about preparing children for the future while actively ignoring the tools that exist to help your own child succeed right now. And let's talk about this dramatic schools are only preparing kids for today narrative. The schools teach literacy, math, critical thinking, social skills, and problem solving. These are what are referred to as transferable skills. That's literally how education works. The world changes, foundational skills stay relevant. AI isn't eliminating intelligence, it's eliminating laziness and low skill repetition. The kids who can think critically, adapt, communicate, and self regulate will be fine. But here's the uncomfortable part: you can't preach adaptability while modeling chaos. You can't warn about the collapse of the job market while struggling to maintain basic stability. You can't scream, "the system is failing our kids," when you won't even engage the system that provides support services. That's not advocacy, that's projection. And what really gets me is the misplaced urgency. You're not scrambling to secure consistent housing. You're not scrambling to create long term stability. You're not scrambling to access therapies and interventions that could dramatically improve your child's quality of life. But AI, that's the emergency, that's the hill. It feels less like concern for the future and more like a distraction from the present. Because preparing kids for the future doesn't start with complaining about robots. It starts with structure, routine, accountability, accessing services, modeling work ethics, and modeling responsibility. Kids don't learn resilience from TikTok rants about artificial intelligence. They learn it from watching their parents handle real world responsibilities. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. If you're overwhelmed by managing today, the future feels scarier than it actually is. But fear of the future doesn't excuse neglecting the present. And the most concerning part, it sends the wrong message to your kids. Instead of "we'll adapt and grow no matter what happens," the message becomes "the world's going to fail you and there's nothing you can do," which isn't resilience. That mindset is far more limiting than AI will ever be. If you truly care about preparing kids for the future, show them how to problem solve, seek resources, take responsibility, build stability, and pivot when necessary. Because the future belongs to the adaptable and not the loudest critic of the system. And respectfully, you can't criticize the education system for not preparing kids for tomorrow while refusing to prepare your own household for today. That's not advocacy, that's avoidance. And the truth is, kids don't need parents who predict the apocalypse, they need parents who handle their responsibilities. Period. But that ends my rant on Stephanie's new post. If you like it, please remember to give my post a like and leave a comment in there and let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on the next one.